I'm Talia.
I'm Ayani.
And I'm Anijah.
And we are Clover.
We are Clover.
The first question I have that I haven't seen anyone really ask online, what was the inspiration behind calling your group Clover? Because it's definitely a unique name. So what's the story behind that?
Okay, so basically the story behind our name is in the beginning we couldn't figure out a name really. So we had a filler name of Angels with Z. I mean, it was very generic, but then I knew we wanted to have 3 members. At the time we had 2, but I knew we wanted to have 3 members. So in Google, I just searched up what comes in 3s because, you know, very clever kind of. So then I saw Clover. I was like looking up, you know, things that come in 3s, but I was like, Clover, hold on. So I told Talia and I was like, Clover? And she was like, and it's hard. Sometimes she don't be agreeing. So I'm like, but I was like, this one, sometimes. But once I heard it, I saw it, I was like, this is, that could be a group name. Like, you know, so I said Clover and she was like, you know what? Yeah. And then so she decided to turn the E into the 3 for the 3 members.
What was it like when you guys all first connected, and what were your first impressions of one another when you first met?
Well, me and Mayani were friends for about a year before Clover started. And so we already knew each other pretty well. We spent a lot of time together. The origin story of Clover is that I auditioned for another girl group. I felt like they were best as a trio, even though they were looking for a 4th member. I just felt like I wasn't the right fit. And so therefore, I confided in my friend, Mayani. And I was just telling her how I felt, how I really wanted to do it. And she was just like, you know, like, start your own group. And it's kind of like one of those moments like, you're right, I can do that. Like, I can just do that. And so she was like, she'll be a part of it. And at that time, I haven't heard Mayani sing. So of course I was like, well, you have to sing first. I can't just say yes because you're my friend. But she sounds amazing as always. And so we started off as just us 2, and we knew for a fact we wanted it to be 3 members after doing a lot of research and kind of coming up with what kind of member are we looking for. So then we put out an audition on an Instagram page, and that's how it reached Anijah. And she had found an audition post and applied for it. And then we did like a Zoom call and kind of talked, and it was just kind of instant connection, to be honest. Like, it felt right. It felt like that she was a perfect fit. And then immediately after, we started meeting in person and rehearsing.
Anijah, I want to ask you this first, and then all the other members can chime in. For you, what makes you love R&B as a genre, and especially as a singer? What makes you love R&B?
I think growing up in a household, I was raised by Jamaican grandparents, so a lot of the music was around that realm. But I just remember like Saturday mornings, really young, listening to Soul Train, and that was my first introduction to R&B music. Like, I'm going old school here, but I think that's where the love of it came from, in those relationships that I've been able to garner through my love of R&B, like meeting these girls. So it's been something that's been a part of my life for so long, and I just love the way R&B music makes you feel, you know, at peace, and there's so much love put into it. So yeah.
Obviously, we're in an era now where hip-hop is really dominant. It's on the radios, it's on the streets, it's in the clubs. But with you guys being based out of Atlanta, we know that R&B scene down there is crazy. Mariah the Scientist, Summer Walker, and a whole lot of other dope names. For y'all, what does it mean to be a part of that scene now as Clover? And what do you guys want to add to the Atlanta R&B scene?
I would definitely say the things that we want to add, you know, there aren't a lot of girl groups right now. And there's a particular sound that we are going for in regards to upbeat R&B. R&B right now is very soulful, very slow, but there's no upbeat R&B. So what we're bringing is the upbeat R&B. You know, girl groups back in the 90s, it was upbeat R&B and slow. But because we're in an era where everything's kind of a slow, soulful R&B, we're like, well, we need upbeat R&B songs. And what better way to do that than bringing that through our own music? And so being in Atlanta and being in what they say the Black Hollywood, around all the amazing artists out here, you know, you don't want to confine down to one sound because that's what everybody else is doing. We're kind of like, well, how can we separate ourselves? And that's definitely one of the ways that I would say for sure down here in Atlanta is doing upbeat R&B music, but still soulful, still tasteful, still acknowledging the modern sound that is R&B today.
I would just say we also want to bring back, like I said earlier, music that makes you feel something, you know. And we also want to have our own specific sound. Like when you hear it, it's like, oh, that's Clover.
Mayani, you talked about it, about the Clover sound, and you guys dropped your single Solo. It's your debut single as a group. And if anyone does not know already, you guys did drop a dope cover of Emotion earlier this year as well. So for you guys, how did Solo come together? And when you guys heard the track, what was it like?
When we got in the studio to do Solo, we didn't know what to expect. I mean, the process is something that we're still like getting, like used to. And so when we got in there, we heard the beat and we all sat together, we started just writing things that we were like, okay, what do we want this song to emulate? What do we want people to feel when they hear this? Like, that experience was probably my favorite part about this whole thing, was just being able to sit down together and really watch it come together. And then hearing it all come together for the first time after it was mixed and mastered and all of that. It was very surreal. And I mean, you can't help but to be proud of something that you put so much time and love into. So I know for myself, I was just so excited for us and so proud that we were able to come up with this dope product for people to hear and hopefully vibe out to.
I do gotta ask y'all this question, right? Solo, we did get the single. Are we gonna get a video anytime soon? Is there plans for a potential remix on the way? What's the plan?
There is the desire to have a music video soon. With the transparency, we're independent artists. You don't realize how much it costs to be an artist till you are an artist. So the desire is to have a music video soon, but if not as soon, we do desire to have a visualizer, at least that also has the lyrics. So kind of a visualizer lyric video.
When you talk about inspirations for girl groups and the path that you guys are walking down, the Destiny's Child, the TLCs, they had that fun, upbeat R&B. And for the groups that I mentioned and all the other ones I didn't, what does it mean to follow in their footsteps while still carving out your own lane in R&B as a girl group?
That's a good question. I would say, in my opinion, what I think for us, in my opinion, would definitely be doing the research of what it takes being a group. Like, it's always about what's best for the group and remaining in that space that, there will be decisions that have to be made. There will be moments where you may not agree, but hey, this is what's best for the group. And no situation, no disagreement is ever bigger than the group. I think that's just a small part of the fraction of our inspiration, is seeing how girl groups were and how they continue to always stay a team. Like, we are always a team. No one's above Clover. Continuing to move forward. That's just a small piece of what we've learned about research about girl groups that we admire.
I say this all the time. I really look forward to hearing Clover be in the conversation amongst those great names. Like the names you hear all the time of the groups that came before us. We want to honor them, but at the same time, we really want to stay true to who we are and be able to, like Mayani said earlier, have that Clover sound that's really distinct and something that you can immediately recognize from us.
And I would just piggyback off of what they're saying. With the research we have done, we want to also hold ourselves to a particular standard as well. So just like with the getting along and the nothing's bigger than the group and things like that, we really pride ourselves in communication and trying to model ourselves after that. And that's really big for us.
And I know you brought it up as well, you guys being independent artists. How has that been coming together, learning the business of the music industry? Because like I said earlier, being a solo artist, it's tough as is trying to learn the game and trying to not make too many mistakes coming in. But with all you guys together learning, what has that experience been like as independent artists?
It has not been easy. It's been a long road. We still have so far to go. We've had bumps and hiccups throughout our 1.5 year journey. But it's easier as well having people to lean on, like being in a group is not just all on you. You do have some, you can, lean on your group members and things like that. But it's, music industry, it's a lot. It's, you think from the outside looking in, you think a little bit, but you have no idea. Like, you literally have no idea.
You guys are definitely on the right track. I think your fans see it, I see it, Everyone in Atlanta is starting to feel it. So again, the potential's there, the music's there, and I'm excited to see where y'all go from here.